What's up, guys? It is Ricky, and on this particular episode, we want to talk about the subject matter of Pastor Mukhuba's loss on a recent lawsuit. You'll remember there was the lawsuit with the Chris Network and Enigma, and that case they lost, and it went on to a whole thing. I mean, like almost 3 months on that. It's such a wild case. But then Radio Kgocheletsaneng had a broadcast where they had Ntate Poopedi there, and they kind of came and made a comment around the whole thing. Not only made a comment, they made a comment and a bit of a statement, not just a general comment, basically. And this is where it gets a bit sad. It gets sad because I'm just wondering why did Pastor Mukhuba pull that particular move on this one. And so she opened a case against them this time. So, and it's just like, okay, she opened a case against them because of that, because of those comments that they made. Now she's lost that case. So the announcement was made on Radio Kgocheletsaneng today in the morning, but this news came out yesterday. Auslemo Malahla posted it and the whole nine jazz. I did also get a call saying some of the points of what is in there. Now, on Radio Kgocheletsaneng, that's where you actually see the letter of the judgment and everything, and so you can go over there to check that out and see the paperwork that he posted there. Now, what I want to talk about in this video is a very interesting subject. I want to talk about case law. There's this particular subject called case law. You can go look it up and stuff. It is a very important, it's a very, very important thing to understand, which is why the case of Mukhuba losing against Ntate Poopedi and Radio Kgocheletsaneng, I believe creates a ground for case law. What is case law? Case law, it's how the law can be established, okay? Can be established on the outcomes of previous cases on the same subject. You can already hear where my head is going. Now, if you've watched this channel for a minute, if you've been watching this channel for 3 months, it doesn't have to be that long. If you've been watching this channel for about the past 3 months, I did a video talking about how the lawsuit against that Bishop T.D. Jakes was going on. The defense was actually using case law against Bishop. So basically, Bishop T.D. Jakes was trying to say these people, they're trying to ruin my name, they're trying to be defamatory, and the whole nine jazz. And so as Bishop T.D. Jakes was saying that through his lawyers, the defense, the ones that had accused him of this act, whom he went on to try and sue, they came back and they were using case law as a study point. They used the case of Bishop Eddie Long. They used the Catholic Church and whatnot to kind of say, you know, we've seen this here. And also they brought in affidavits from other cases and other accusations against Bishop T.D. Jakes. So right there you can see a proper study. If you follow that entire series which I did on T.D. Jakes' story, you can follow that up with what I'm talking about right now. So case law, that's what case law is, okay? So you can just look it up, just say case law, read up on it and stuff like that. So case law, in simple terms, it's how it's the law established from the outcomes of previous cases or former cases. The cases don't have to be related to you. Other people's cases can create a study point by which the judgment from that case and the merits of that case can be used to justify your case. Now that we are clear and now that we have explained where we are, I wanted us to look at that on this case. For Ntate Poopedi and Radio Kgocheletsaneng to win this defamation lawsuit is such a big deal because, first of all, freedom of speech. They didn't say a defamatory statement. They commented on something that led to a defamation case. Right? And so it's important we understand we still have freedom of speech. Okay? It's important. So this case, for them to win this case, yeah. So if they sue you, you can literally use this case. You get me? You can use this case on the case of Pastor Mukhuba versus Radio Kgocheletsaneng on the judgment handed down. I'm telling you, you can write it down. on the case handed down, the judgment handed down on the 6th of March 2025. The merits of the case that they were commenting on a previous defamation case or defamatory case which had gone for a judgment for Mukhuba, but on their comments they were sued but were exonerated over that, and the case was, she lost it. Now this is the thing, as I mentioned, she has to pay for the lawyer's thing, right? So this whole thing, you start, okay, now how you gotta pay? She has to pay for the lawsuit thingy and the lawyers and the whatnots and stuff like that. For me, I think, just take the L and keep it moving. That's what I think. Take the L and keep it moving, because I do think it is on the basis of free speech and public interest for us to know that we still have right to comment. We have right to comment. We have right of opinion. Of course, right of opinion doesn't mean that we just go around saying whatever, but we have right of opinion. Can we just respect that? And as Christians, I expect people to get that. But now, back to the case law thing. There was a case for copyright. It's a case from a while back for H3H3. If you don't know the platform is called H3H3. They are an American YouTube platform. They do podcasting. He's a Jewish guy with his wife Leah, and they make this commentary videos and stuff. And so they were once sued over copyright, and they lost a lot of money fighting that case, a lot of money, and they won the case. They won the judgment over that case. And other cases that followed after that over copyright, guess what? They used H3H3 for case study. So now it forms a part of your argument to say, we've been said to be doing this, but if you look at this here, based on this case study of what, because remember, the justice system has to have that aspect of it being just, like it's right. So this sets a premise for, you can't just go around trying to scare people. What Christian actually is trying to scare people? I don't understand. It's a very weird thing, and which is what I mentioned in the previous. Because we have lawyers amongst us, it doesn't mean that now, because we have lawyers now, we must be using the lawyers anyhow. Because that can get out of hand, as you can see here. So I'm bringing up this subject of case law so that you understand the importance of their defeat. Because this forms a base or a ground to say we still have freedom of speech. You can't just sue people because they said something. The lawsuit that was thinking that was over there. But then now when you're taking it beyond that, and the judge said, no, we're not doing that. You're going to have to pay for their lawyers and whatnot and all that kind of jazz. But that's the reason why I'm bringing the subject matter of case law, is so that you understand that this creates a premise for other lawsuits, because there is these tendencies. And also, I would want to know, I don't think those ones actually went further. The one that was against McG and podcast and chill and stuff like that, I don't think that those went anywhere. People like threatening people with lawsuits. It's a thing. They just like threatening because they know you can sue, doesn't mean you're gonna win. Still have the burden of proof to go and thingy. But for a lawsuit, this is a lawsuit, defamation, the whole nine hodges, that actually went to court. Lawyers were there. Shout outs to them, Mandans. And the judgment came in favor of the broadcasters. Promise Makunyan, she had a lawsuit as well. Okay, you can go ask Promise. She will tell you about it. Promise had a lawsuit, and based on that lawsuit, she won. Why? So these cases create platform for case law. It creates for case law, so that you understand. It's important when you see a lawsuit actually win. Click. You have to understand how big of a deal it is. That big of a deal. Apart from, God's name be glorified, we still have our freedoms. Apart from that, there is this benefit to saying we're not just out here trying to just shut people up. There is this aspect of it. That is a very positive thing. That at least is what I see out of this. And I wanted to come here, explain it so that others can also understand. You can go and look it up in a little bit more further. Have lawyers kind of like explain it further to you online and whatnot and stuff. But case law is such a good thing to read up on, research it further, because when one person wins a lawsuit, it can create a premise of judgment around other cases, right? And so this is it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And also for the pastors, y'all calm down with that, okay? Y'all calm down with all of those. We're going to be handing out lawsuits and the whatnot. It's kind of like what Bishop Mloy was saying. I was like, nah, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that you're just going to go out and just sue everybody. And, it's like nobody can say anything. The moment we say your name, now you can't wait. No, it doesn't work like that. So this case here, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for broadcasters. Promise Makunya's case, it's a big deal. I don't know if she made a video about it and stuff like that. Maybe the video is there, maybe on a TikTok. She just doesn't have it on a thingy. But those type of cases are a big deal because they create premise for broadcasters to have right to comment. Okay? Yes, not to make defamatory statements, but to comment. You still have right to comment. You might not like it, but we still have right to comment. And so I needed to explain that so that people can understand that there is, when a person wins a lawsuit like this, it's not just one side. There is a lot around it that you might not realize. And case law is just one of those things. Y'all tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. Is the share it show daily Christian commentary videos. If it's your first time over here, check out the other videos that are down in the pinned comments, and I'm gonna check you out over there. Shout outs to the team over there at Kgocheletsaneng for the win. And for thingy, just let that one be, let it be like that. Okay, yeah.